Hello hunters, my name is Dark Hero and welcome back to Monster Hunter Wilds. Today I want to talk to you about the insect glaive in Wilds after spending a good 6 or 7 hours with this weapon alone, because I've been seeing a lot of people doom posting about the insect glaive, saying that the weapon is dead, that they hate the new insect glaive and all of that. But from my personal experience testing all the weapons in the game, the insect glaive really feels like one of the strongest. The problem, however, is just that you need to adjust to the changes that they made to the weapon, and that is of course especially difficult if you are someone that, like me, has spent hundreds of hours with the insect glaive in the previous games, as Capcom has really changed the way that this weapon plays, seeing as you can no longer remain in the air for long periods of time and avoid most of the monster attacks. Grounded glaive is no longer just an efficient way to deal damage. In Monster Hunter Wilds, grounded glaive is the way to play insect glaive. Now don't get me wrong, you can still vault into the air and gap close to the monster while attacking it from relative safety, but you can't just follow it up with another vaulting attack as you just come crashing down right after. But having said that, I do believe that the insect glaive is very powerful and is definitely the most slept on weapon, at least as far as the demo is concerned. So I want to showcase for you guys what are the advantages of the new insect glaive, how to use it effectively, and why I think it's such a strong weapon, but also, and perhaps most importantly of all, why it is a fun weapon to play. With that being said, let's hop onto the field so I can more properly demonstrate this. So here we have this Characabra, and it's the perfect test subject to showcase just how the insect glaive works. So with the insect glaive, by holding down the R2 button, you're going to be able to bring up this reticle that you can aim at a monster, and you can send out your kinsect like this by pressing the triangle button afterwards, and call him back by pressing the circle button, all while still holding the R2 button. If you played Monster Hunter World, this uses the aiming buttons from Rise, not the ones from World, because if you hold down the L2 button, you're going to get the focus mode instead. Also, another very cool thing that I want to show you is that whenever you're holding down the reticle to send out your kinsect or to collect them, you can actually hold down the triangle button, and as you can see, it's going to start to glow. And what this does is, whenever you send out the kinsect, you're going to shoot him out a little bit quicker, and it's going to pierce through the monster, dealing damage as it goes. And naturally, it is going to collect 2 different extracts or even 3 along the way. And if you take a look at the top left corner of the screen, whenever I hold down the triangle button and let go of my kinsect, the kinsect icon is actually going to change, demonstrating that indeed you can collect all 3 extracts at once. So again, this is a very good tool for you to use, even though I keep forgetting about it, to collect multiple extracts at once, and is another tool that is going to help accelerate you with gathering extracts. And the way that you use the insect glaive is, of course, in case you didn't know, you throw out the kinsect at different parts of the monster and you're able to get a different colored extract from them. So as you can see, whenever I'm aiming at the Characabra's head, I'm able to get the red extract from it. If I'm aiming at the legs, I'm able to get the white extract from it. And whenever I'm aiming at around the stomach area, I'm able to get the orange extract. It might be a little bit difficult to tell there. And if I'm aiming at his behind, it's usually associated with the monster's tail, you're able to get a green extract from it, which is going to give you a little bit of a heal. All of these extracts give you a corresponding buff, but ideally you want to get all 3 of them to be able to get more powerful buffs and just overall deal more damage and have an expanded moveset with the weapon. And on screen now you should be able to see an infographic that I made years ago for Monster Hunter World about the general location of each extract on a different monster so that you can collect all 3. So for example, right now I don't have a single extract, so my moveset is fairly limited. I really don't have any powerful attacks, and these all feel very slow and clunky, and I'm also not going to deal a lot of damage. However, if I collect the red extract here, like so, my moveset is now going to be a little bit more expanded, and I'm going to gain a damage buff as well. But ideally you want to combine the red and the white extract, seeing as those 2 are the most important ones. And whenever you get both the white and the red extracts, I got the orange one there instead. There you go. Now that I have both the red and the white extract, I get even more moves that I'm able to do. As you can see, the weapon is a lot faster, and it's going to deal much more damage, especially now that I have all 3 extracts. On screen now you should be able to see the benefits of having each different extract, at least according to the previous games, and it should be still fairly similar now in Monster Hunter Wilds. Now the way that you play the insect glaive now is, because you're no longer able to do these vaulting attacks that hit the monster and you keep moving between them, you can of course still use them to mount the monster like I did just here. So let's go ahead and put these wounds on the Characabra, and look at this mounting attack. such a cool animation. But the way that you play the Insect Glaive basically now is just you can go up to the monster and press the R2 button. That is going to mark the monster, and the Kinsect will periodically attack the monster to deal extra damage and create these dust spores that you can hit, and depending on your Insect Glaive or the Kinsects, they can have different effects. So this one is a poisonous one, so if I blow these up, I will be able to poison the Chotacabra, even though my weapon does not have any poison in it. But that is all fairly standard with the Insect Glaive. I'm just catching you up to speed in case you aren't very familiar with the weapon. And as I was saying before, with the Insect Glaive you can vault into the air by pressing the R2 button and X at the same time, like so, and while you are in the air you're able to press X again to dash to a different location, and if you press the triangle button while in the air, you're going to get this horizontal dash attack that deals damage, like so. And if you have all 3 extracts, whenever you do the same attack, you're going to get these multiple attacks that are going to deal much more damage, of course. Now, in the previous games, whenever you did this and you connected with the final hit of that attack, you would go back into the air, but that's not the case in Wilds. As you can see, I'm going to land these, and I come crashing down at the end. I'm not pushed back into the air right after. I also have this descending attack, like so, that is very good for dealing damage and also mounting the monster. But again, the Insect Glaive is no longer about being in the air for a long period of time. It's much more about grounded combat and integrating the Kinsect with it by, of course, marking the enemy. Like so. You can also mark the enemy by holding down the R2 button, again the Kinsect cursor, and pressing the R1 button at the same time. You're able to mark a specific location from a distance. And you also have this backflip that's really cool with the Insect Glaive, although it does not have any iframes that you're able to do in the middle of your combos at any point by simply holding back and pressing circle. And so your combo with the Insect Glaive is going to be a mix of triangle and circle attacks, with your big finisher being that tornado cycle right there. However, this aspect of having to collect the different extracts from a monster that are going to expire after some time passes are a bit annoying, and is what detracts people from trying out this weapon, which is understandable, especially now that in the demo you have a very weak and slow Kinsect, which means that a lot of times you send out the Kinsect and the monster is going to move out of the way and you're going to get a wrong extract other than the one you wanted to collect. However, there is now a very quick and easy, near instant way for you to collect extracts in Monster Hunter Wilds that, if you're playing correctly, allows you to have a near permanent uptime on these buffs. And that is thanks to the wound system that is introduced in Wilds. So as you can see, I have wounded the Chotacabra, that is the red glowing spot on its back. And if I hit it, it's going to deal additional damage. You're going to get those big markers of damage whenever I hit that spot that indicate that I'm dealing extra damage. But let's wait for me to run out of the Kinsect extract so I can showcase this. So as you can see right now, I don't have a single extract. But what you can do is use your focus strike on that wound. And the way that you do this is by going into focus mode by holding down the L2 button, and while you're here, you press the R1 button, and if you hit that wound, you're going to do the focus strike, where you do this big backflip, and I actually didn't hit the spot, so let's try now. Because it's on the back, it's a little bit more difficult to reach, but that's another cool thing about the Insect Glaive. You see, with the Insect Glaive, you can actually vault into the air to get an aerial perspective on that wound. You can even dash towards it, and like that you can get it, and when you do, you throw out your Kinsect and that deals a ton of damage. It's going to blow up all of those wounds and you get all 3 extracts right away. And so now you can go back to marking the enemy and start wailing on it, dealing a ton of damage. Like so. But as you can see, I now have a brand new wound on this Chotacabra, and so you can use one of the brand new moves that the Insect Glaive has that allows you to deal a lot of damage. So if you hold down the circle button, you're going to see that my Insect Glaive is starting to glow. You can only do this when you have the red extract, and this move is very powerful. When I let go, it does this big spin attack that hits multiple times, deals a lot of damage, and is very nice. However, the cool thing is, if you have 3 extracts, you can actually get a very powerful follow-up. So let's do this, and then I press L2 and circle at the end. I do that big upswing, and that deals a ton of damage. And I also got some extracts as well, because the Kinsect is constantly attacking the monster as well and gathering extracts as it does this. So even though I spent all of my extracts at once, I already have 2 out of 3, and so I only need to collect 1 more from them. There you go. So one more time, let's do the big circle attack. Into the follow-up, into the air, like that. And you can even follow up right after. You can dash around, you can do descending thrust, all of that. And another cool thing is that you can actually do this same attack where you hold down the circle button in the air. It's kind of tricky to do this with the button combinations on the controller without remapping any of the buttons, but if you vault by pressing R2 and X at the same time, and you can even dash around, you can then let go of the circle button and you're going to do this descending thrust. And you can even do something like holding down the circle button, vaulting into the air, dashing using your triangle attack, and also at the same time before you hit the ground using your circle attack to deal some extra damage. And again, now that the enemy has a wound and I have all 3 extracts, the way that I would normally play this is wait for around the time where my extracts are about to run out, and the moment that they are about to run out, you will see that the extracts are going to start blinking. And as you can also see, you don't spend any stamina while holding this. You can totally go into focus mode, let go, but keep in mind that if you dodge, you need to recharge the circle button. It has different charge states, but now that my extracts are glowing, I can go ahead and use this and follow up with the circle attack. Now, because the Chadacabra was running away, I actually missed that, but again, because we have wound spots on the Chadacabra, I can go ahead and use this, throw my Insect and get all of my extracts back and get back into dealing damage. Remember to always mark the monster with the Insect as well to deal additional damage. And also remember that you can use focus mode to realign where you are aiming with your attacks, because the Insect Glaive's attacks kind of lock you into position as you're using them. Especially this vertical triangle attack, you can't really move it as you're using it, but if you use focus mode, you can totally do it. And then of course also your tornado cycle. It's very good to use this to aim it at different spots of the monster if the monster moves out of the way. And also a very important thing that I just figured out as I was playing, I guess you could say live Dark Hero reaction. Let me go ahead and get this extract real quick. Is that while you are in focus mode, each attack you perform will actually be accompanied by your Insect. And that is all of them. And I really had no idea that this was for all of them. And you don't even need to have the extracts to do this. As long as you keep attacking the monster in focus mode, your Insect is always going to accompany you on your attacks, which is pretty crazy. So that is a lot more damage that you're able to deal for sure. So yeah, I was definitely sleeping on this. I had no idea about this until a friend told me, so go ahead and use this. So as you can see when playing with the Insect Glaive in Wilds, you're really just trying to play around this brand new attack that allows you to consume all of the extracts to deal a ton of damage, and then using the Focus Strike to get all of your extracts back in a moment. And you might even be able to get back all of your extracts as you're doing the special attack, which means that you would be able to follow up by using yet again the same attack that expends all of your extracts, and only then would you consume the wound to get the extracts back. Now, the perfect way to execute all of this in a neatly tied combo can be a bit tricky, because you want to incorporate as many attacks as possible while you're doing these animations. And that includes both the attack where you hold down the circle button to ascend into the air, but also the attack where you hold down the circle button to descend. So the best way that I found to deal as much damage as possible in a single combo with the Insect Glaive, and again, this is very tricky to do with the default settings on the controller, so you definitely need to practice this for a little bit because it's not going to feel very comfortable, but you essentially go up into the air by vaulting by pressing R2 and X, and depending on the monster's position you might want to dash towards it, or simply use your aerial vault attack with the triangle button. However, as you do it, make sure that you hold down the circle button so that by the time that you finish the triangle button, but before you touch the ground, you let go of the circle button to perform the descending attack. And right after you land on the ground, make sure that you mark the monster by using the R2 button, and while you are in the middle of the animation for marking the monster, you can hold down the circle button again, so that by the time the animation finishes, you let go of the circle button to perform the ascending attack, and you follow it up by pressing the L2 and circle buttons, which is going to perform the big finisher that is going to consume all of your extracts at once. And now that you are still in the air, you can actually perform a few more actions. And ideally, whenever you do this, the monster has a wound or has just gained a brand new wound, so you dash towards that wound and you press L2 and R1 to perform the Focus Strike in the air, which is going to give you all of the extracts back at once and also deal a ton of damage. And this combo really is what makes the Insect Glaive such a powerful weapon, the ability to deal a lot of damage at once and also maintain the extracts active for a very long time without actually needing to aim the Insect. And that is what leads me to say that, despite having such bad insects to use in the demo, because their stats are simply so low, they deal very little damage and they're also very slow to collect extracts, you can still be very effective with the Insect Glaive, and I do believe that it is a very powerful weapon. Although again, if you're playing with a controller, I would advise you to maybe remap some of the buttons to make this a little bit easier on you. Or hey, just be an OG and play the game with claw grip. But now that you have a basic understanding of how the Insect Glaive is going to work in Monster Hunter Wilds, how about I hop into a raid owl hunt and I showcase how this build works in action. And in case you were curious, the Insect Glaive in the demo comes with speed sharpening level 1, and the only two available insects are the Cauldron with poison and Maldron with the HP recover dust effect. I'm also gonna take 3 Balahara set pieces because they give me Master Mounter, which is going to make it easier for me to mount monsters. And of course, don't forget to eat your meal before you go on a quest. And we do actually have a raid owl nearby, so I'm actually gonna run up to him rather than simply starting a quest. Let's place down this barrel bomb, place down a trap, and also throw one of these at him, and let's give him a proper wake up. Boom, there you go. I missed both hits, that's fine. There we go, into the trap he goes, get the triple extract, and let's start dealing some good damage. And remember to use the focus mode whenever attacking, so that the insect also attacks with you. I keep forgetting about that. And get a mount as well, nice, let's get some wounds already. The ability to wound a monster by mounting is really good, because you can get started on your sequence of mounting and then getting all of your extracts really quickly by simply putting a couple of wounds at the start of the quest. Such a cool attack, dude. And there you go. Let's start dealing some big damage. Dodge that, nice. Doing to the big uppercut, there you go. I missed. I wanted to do that before I landed. I was a bit too slow, but that's fine. There's the wound. And just like that, we have all the extracts again. Dude, I love this weapon. Such a cool move. I backflipped into the lightning bolt. That was not very good. Why do I have a paint pot equipped? That should definitely not be a thing. Actually, now that I think about it, let me equip a luring pot, because I want to get him down here. There you go. There it is. That rock over there. A little bit closer, friend. Actually, a lot closer. That should be enough. Ah, I missed. That's fine. Let's do some big damage, see if we can get some more wounds opened. Dodge that, beautiful. Nice, we dodged that. I'm a bit sad that the backflip on the Insect Glaive, this attack right here, does not have any iframes. I was hoping they would add that in this game, since you're meant to be playing in a much more rounded playstyle. But that's fine. I see that the insect's about to run. Oh, I just lost the triple extract. I was about to do the thing where I spent all of it. That's fine. I was a bit slow with it. Trying to chunk him a little before he leaves, but didn't quite get him. That's fine. Now, I don't know why I can't equip my mantle. For some reason, it's not showing up in my menu. I must have done something wrong about it, because I wanted to equip my Guilty Mantle to get a sneak attack in, but that's fine. Let's go for a mount. Not quite, that's fine. Get the triple extract. Gotta dodge that. Ah shit, I got clipped by the wing there. Oh shit. Okay, that was a bit dangerous. I like that you're able to hunt Raid Owl in this weather if you do it kind of like I did. If you run up to him. Oh nice, we get a mount. If you run up to him while it's still daytime and not necessarily a sandstorm. Because it kind of changes the vibe of the entire hunt, does it not? Let's see if I can also get a wound in the back, in the tail. Oh, you cannot go to the tail. Okay, that's fine then. Let's hit him in the head. Whee! Down he goes. Tornado cycle. Let's load up the big finisher. There you go. Dodge that. I missed. I needed to dash there. It's still a little bit clunky sometimes. I'm still not getting the perfect direction or the perfect distance between myself and the monster to be able to nail that attack always. Because you gotta think about the vertical and the horizontal axis at the same time. And also remember to, even while you are in the air, use focus mode as well, even in the air. I tried to get away from that, but that was too difficult. I was kind of stuck there with the dune, I couldn't go up. But thankfully, I do have a pop-up camp here. Okay, now I have my Ghillie Mantle. I just need to wait for him to land, which may actually take some time. Sometimes he's a little bit stubborn. Oh, there you go. That was quicker than I thought. No, no, Sacred, no, not the time. Let's get that sneak attack. I can actually gather all of the extracts there, so I'm gonna try to... You just stop screaming for a bit. And yeah, even though you aren't playing as much aerial style insect Glaive as you used to before, you're still using it a lot, especially to dodge attacks and reposition. I say that as I reposition into a hit. But yeah, you still got a lot of mobility that you can use. And you can have your insect attack with you at all times, which is something that I love. It was always something that I wanted in World and we didn't really get it. So I like this a lot. I'm really a big fan of the way they did the insect Glaive here. And if there was one thing to add, in my opinion, it was just adding iframes to the backflip. But maybe that will make the weapon too good, I don't know. Big damage. I tried to dodge that with the backflip, that's fine. Of course I gotta get used to having my L2 button always pressed, it's kinda awkward. Gotta make sure that I dodge that, hold on. Ooh, the effects were so clean there. I love that it creates this glass-like thing, super cool. It doesn't have a wound yet, but I'm gonna try to use this. See if I can actually create a wound with... Oh, I ended up spending my insect there. I got 3 extracts, but they were all white, so I didn't get a lot from it. Okay, only red missing now. There you go, back up to full. Dodge. Easy dodge, easiest dodge in my life. Before you touch the ground with the aerial attack, make sure that you are holding the circle button so that you can let go of it and do essentially 2 aerial attacks at once. So as I'm doing this, I'm holding circle. Oh, I actually got a mount there. But yeah, you guys get the picture. And let's knock him down. I love this animation too, it's so goofy. Big damage. There you go. Got a wound on the face, so you guys know what that means. We're gonna load this up, if I can avoid the attacks. Into the big finisher. And then we're gonna collect the face. Oh, look at that. That is so satisfying, dude. Backflip. Ah, not fast enough. Nice, we dodged those. We're doing pretty well so far, other than that one card, of course. I gotta be careful here. Oof. That's always rough. Gonna go ahead and use this since I do have another wound there on the leg. I missed the wound, but that's fine. That's actually good for us because I wouldn't have the triple extract wasting away while he moves to a different area. Gonna put my Milligan mantle on, make sure that I get a sneak attack when he lands. Can also use this to our advantage, the vine trap. I'm gonna be a little greedy piggy and wait for him to go down. There you go. Beautiful, we also get the trap, so let's go ahead, get the extracts. Boom! Get all of them, and let's do some big damage. I don't use that descending attack a lot, but it does good damage, so maybe I should use it more often actually. Gonna go ahead and pop this since there is another wound there. I actually missed, but that's fine. Aim at the head, boom, big damage, look at that. Dude, I love this weapon. I'm telling you guys, it's all about getting used to this new playstyle, kind of forgetting about everything you had learned in the previous games, and you're going to have a blast with this. That was a good dodge, actually. He's already about to die, so I'm going to see if I can put down a pitfall trap here. Ah, he's leaving just as I put down the trap. But, thankfully, now you can actually retrieve the traps. So hey, thank you Capcom, pretty cool. Okay, there you are, you son of a bitch. I couldn't quite dodge that. Got 2 extracts though. Oh, he's almost landed on the trap. Come on now, you know you want to. I was curious if you actually destroyed the trap or not. Come here, buddy. I don't have any tranquilizers with me, so I can't actually trap him. I should probably go gather some orbs to craft the tranquilizer. I just haven't been gathering in the demo a whole lot. There you go, going to the trap, buddy. What the? He was taunting me. He just came here to taunt me and run away. Well, gonna retrieve this trap once again. Thank you, Capcom. And let's do the same thing again. Put a couple of barrel bombs. I don't want to spend too much time here because I still have the extracts and they're ticking down. I just lost my extracts, but that's fine. I'm sure nothing wrong will happen because of that. Oh, nice, I got all 3 extracts in a single throw. That's perfect. You love to see it. Come on, man, you just gotta land in here. That's all you gotta do. Oh, it was so close, actually. Oh, dude, one more step, come on. We're almost there. He really doesn't want to get in the trap. That's crazy. There you go. You old bastard, finally. Let's see, does he have any wounds that I'm not seeing? Not quite. But I'm still gonna go ahead and use the finisher because it's too cool of a move not to use. Let's see if we kill him with this. Ah, not quite. But we did get 2 extracts from that. That could have gone terribly. There you go, that's all of the extracts. Let's go, big finisher. Then we do this, pop this, get the extracts, and we go for the big finisher again. Oh god, I almost died there. Ooh, nice dodge. Let's get it. There you go, finishing it off in style. And hopefully I was able to showcase to you guys just how fun and powerful the new insect glaive really is. Again, if you prefer to play in the aerial playstyles in World and Rise, it's not going to feel as familiar, and there's going to be an adaptation period where you definitely need to relearn the weapon. But once you get over that progress, you're going to feel like this weapon is a lot of fun, very satisfying, and one of the most rewarding weapons in the demo. If you enjoyed this video, then please subscribe to the channel as it does help me out a lot, and if you want to see more videos like this with other weapons, let me know which weapon I should cover next. With that being said, thank you all so much for watching. My name is Dark Hero, and as always, happy hunting!